What is up, everybody? Welcome to episode 5 of Pickin Corners. Been over a month of the NHL season already. You believe it? Are we still in the fake hockey portion of the year? Because, you know, it goes to a certain point. We call that fake hockey, where we see teams like last Saturday, we saw the Blue Jackets with a winning record versus the Canadians with a winning record. Are either of those going to sustain? Probably not. I think the Blue Jackets have already fell under 5, or maybe they're right around 500. But the Philadelphia Flyers got off to their classic hot defensive start, just like they did last year. And now they're just losing left and right, losing players along the way, especially Carter Hart. That's one that they're probably not going to be able to get over. I saw Couturier ain't playing tonight. But then you have teams like Carolina who were sleepwalking through most of the first month of the season. I bet you the overwhelming majority, if you look at their chart over the course of this season and you see where they hit the most overs, the chart's just going to have this wild October, peak compared to the rest of the season, because as we've already seen in some of their previous games, you saw a 2-1 the other night against the Rangers, you saw a 3-2 against the Flyers, and this is what you can expect probably here going forward. Carolina is one of the teams that we're going to be talking about for the weekend, but before we can do that, I want to tell you guys where you can make certain types of bets and what types of bets are available on those sites. Like when I give out picks on my Patreon, those are the people that I'm just going to be honest, those are the people I care about the most. Those are the people that are invested. They're all about this stuff. I try my absolute hardest to dig through sites that I don't even have access to. I wish I had access to some of these apps and sports books because they offer things that aren't available to me. But to try to help them, because many of those people are available in those states, I try to look at bets and then I get jealous because I can't place those bets. For example, you want to know bets that I'm talking about? If I think a team is hardly going to score, you want one like that? Tomorrow, I think the Islanders are going to have a tough time scoring against the Carolina Hurricanes. Why is that? Because they always do. Look at I think Carolina's 16-4 in their last 20 games against the Islanders. It's a team that they always seem to struggle with. And if the Islanders play anything like they did in that last game against Washington, goals aren't going to come. They're not going to be easy to come by. But regardless, even if I did think they were going to score 1 or 2, in a game where I think a team is not going to be able to score much, do you know what I would like to do in a perfect world? Pick and choose players that aren't going to be able to register a point and go under on him, under on him, under on him, and rack up some plus money bets. And you can't do that on FanDuel. You can't do that on DraftKings. You can't do that on BetMGM. You can't do that on Caesars. Caesars, they don't even let you take unders on point props. So you got to know where to hold them, where to fold them, where to play them, what's available where. So I'm just going to I'm not going to list them all because I'm basically going on what I've been using lately. As I stumble across things, I go, wow, this one has it. I had no clue that this one had it. Earlier this week, I saw, and this is potential big news, if there was ever one that I would love to rock here on this channel as a sponsor, maybe I'll How does that work? Do they got to reach out to me or should I reach out to them? I guess we'll find out. But you know me, I would want to, I don't want some sort of scam fit tea that I'm saying, hey guys, after you get your sniffs in, why don't you drink this wacky fit coffee tea? It's going to make you feel great during your sniffs. No, I'd much rather say, oh my God, there's this site. They let you do the bets. Get your ass over there, deposit, get some free money, and rack up those unders on Islanders points for tomorrow night's game. So I saw that Hard Rock, yes, the Hard Rock Hotel, Casino, Sportsbook, whatever. They have an app that the last time I checked it was when I went on the legendary Lightning playoff run. All right, I'm just going to say this. When I picked the Lightning to go deep into the playoffs that year, I live close to Jersey. This isn't illegal, so I could say it, but I feel like there's a guy in one of the sports books there grimacing. I went to Jersey, which is not far, and I used those risk-free bets to hedge my Lightning making it to the Stanley Cup bet. So, for example, if Colorado was playing the Lightning in game 1, I would put in $1,000 risk-free bet at Superbook, which is in Jersey. And then if I lost, Good, because my Lightning bet is closer, but Colorado won game one. So I was winning by utilizing risk-free bets to hedge. Anyway, that's something if you ever need to do, you can do that. I'm not advocating doing that thing. I don't know if it's legal, but taking 1,000 of a risk-free bet on one site and 1,000, I didn't do that, and I really didn't. I'll take a lie detector test, but I was using risk-free bets to hedge a futures bet that I had as I got closer to hitting that futures. Anyway, the Hard Rock app, which I used during that time period, the features were relatively limited for the NHL at that point in time. Now I just happened to see, because rumor has it that it's going to go live in Florida again, and I spend time in Florida, and I would love that. I went on there to check, and I went, oh, I would like you to check the Hard Rock same game parlay feature, because that's where all these are at. In the same game parlay feature, just like I've told you about Bet365, it's only available in a couple states. Bet365ers out there, you know this. You can do all of this for the most part on there. But I saw that Hard Rock gives better odds on a lot of these. And I know you're thinking, the Hard Rock Sportsbook? What are you? I don't care if you name it the Shits and Giggles Sportsbook app. If you let me take good features and your app is functional, I'm going to be using you as long as you're not a true scam. Like, those websites that don't have the S after the HTTP. It's just like, don't go to those ones. No, we're secure. As long as there's a secure app, we're going to take it. But for example, if I wanted to place that bet tomorrow on all those Hurricanes or all the Islander players going under, you can go to the same game parlay tab on the Hard Rock. And by the way, guys, my sidekick, he couldn't do tonight. So I'll try to edit some stuff in. But if you go to the Hard Rock app and you open the same game parlay feature, you can add, I'm just making up players, but if you want to do this tomorrow night, Pajot under 0.5 point. Anders Lee under 0.5 point. Noah Dobson under 0.5 point. And Carolina to win, and the under 7.5 or the under 5. You can add all of those on the Hard Rock Sportsbook app. And remember, I want them to advertise here. I'm only telling you because I found it, and I'm jealous of all of you who are located in a state that has Hard Rock. I forget which ones. Don't expect me to remember this off the top of my head. Just go to Google or help each other in the comments. These ones are legal here. This one's legal here. Big fan of what I'm seeing over at that Hard Rock Sportsbook. Another one available in Jersey. Should I get a? All right. Anyway, so that's always what I'm looking for. I'm looking for player points with totals, wins, sides, and other things like that. Another one. Rumor has it this one is coming to New York, and that is Ballybet. I think there's Bally Sports Network and whatnot. If you're a sports network, I guess you have an app. But Ballybet, which is coming to New York soon, they will allow you to take, it's kind of Caesars-esque. They will allow you to take one player to get a point on each team. The only difference is they'll allow you the adjusted line on 2 points. And there are some features with team totals. You can do those, both teams over 1.5. You can do the points. So there are some pretty good options on Ballybet. I don't know all the states that had. I felt like Ohio was in there. That's the one that stood out to me, Ohio. But Ballybet has the combining player points with sides totals, individual team totals, and whatnot as well. So that's another one. Then there's Barstool Sportsbook, which is going to be turning into ESPN Bet. They also let you do max one player on each team. They definitely offer shots on goal as well. Hard Rock has that as well. Hard Rock has block shots, shots on goal, save. Big fan of what I saw on Hard Rock. But the Barstool app, the Barstool Sportsbook app, which is going to be the ESPN, it has a good amount of features as well. So know that you can get the points there. I forget every single one, but they have a good amount, unfortunately. For me, the gold mine is if I can choose multiple players. Oh, you're going to allow me to choose every single player on the Rangers' top power play? You're going to give me Panarin, Fox, and Zibanejad, and I can roll that on one? Sure thing. So those are the types of ones I'm dying for. And so far, the only ones that I'm aware of where you can choose multiple players, and maybe some of you guys can help in the comments here, is Bet365, which is only in a few states, and Hard Rock Sportsbook. Why am I the one who has to find these things? Are there no true hockey bunker people? Aren't there bettors? Like, why isn't there a website called What Does This Site Have? What does this site have.com? So yeah, you guys should definitely check those out. I'm thinking of other ones that are maybe, slipping by me. Those are definitely the ones that I wanted to talk about. FanDuel, as I told you, they give you the alt shots on goal parlays. That's the one thing they offer, but they give you bad prices on all of them. Our goal should be to bully these apps into adding them. Honestly, I will start a thread, but you guys, I got to zap them all. You got to be like, yeah. And we zap them until they're forced to acknowledge it. The Caesars issues that were going on earlier this week, it was making all the combine a win with a total and a player, it was making them like invalid selection. So I uploaded a screenshot of that on Twitter saying, Caesars, if you're going to put something in the same game parlay tab, either explain why it's not working or remove it. And we had other people ding them on that too. Guess what happened to be working a couple hours later? There's a shadow group of people actually fixing these things. And you want to know the evidence I have to claim that that's going on? They fixed the things. So I think we're going to start some sort of movement to try to nudge DraftKings and FanDuel and the ones that are in pretty much all the states to include these things. So we have to stop, sneaking around town trying to get fireworks like in the 90s. So that's definitely something that you guys should check out, those sportsbooks right there. One more thing that I wanted to tell you, because I'm going to put in another 5-pick round robin. When I encouraged people to do round robins, that was instead of a massive parlay. I'm not telling people to invest more money. What I'm saying is, if you're going to do it, if rather than betting $26 on a 5-leg parlay, put $1 on a round robin, which is going to cost $26, and it's going to give an assortment of all those picks. I'll give you another one today. My goal, I want to hit 3 or 4 just to show you guys the different payouts. 2, if you get 2 out of 5 right, obviously the only thing you're getting paid for is that 1-2 team parlay you hit. But if you hit 3, you've hit 2 2-teamers and a 3-teamer, and depending on the prices, you'll either get your money back more or a little less if you took all heavy favorites. But I'm sure you guys have been experimenting with that. Without further ado, let's make a couple of picks. The one thing I'm going to do for tomorrow is, for sure, I'm going to be betting on the Carolina Hurricanes against the Islanders. The Islanders, that's a team they really struggle with. The Islanders lost their top defenseman, Adam Pelech, last night. And obviously Carolina, they got those wins at home and then lost a real squeaker to the Rangers, but they were playing hard. I think they injured Adam Fox and potentially Philip Hedl too. But Carolina is definitely a play that I'm going to include. On this 5-teamer, I'm tempted because I didn't do anything for Friday night. So I'm going to include 2 ultra sniffs, and that's going to be 2 points for Tage Thompson. As I said on the video, if you watch the Friday video, when he gets hot, he gets really hot. And then a deep sniff is the Devils concede. They concede goals. They win, but they concede. I'm going to take Jordan Kyrou, who works the point. I always love a forward on the point of a power play. I always feel like he's touching the puck. I'm going to take him for 2+ points. Those are 2 massive money bets. Then I'm going to take the Carolina Hurricanes against the Islanders. The Bruins unders, despite whoever the hell they're playing, every single game with them, they grind it out. They're getting great goaltending. The crazy thing is, this is a little bit of the home and home theory. If I had to pick a team in this game, I'm actually taking Detroit. They beat Detroit in Boston a few days back. This is one of my home and homes that I would take the team who's going to play them again within a week on their home ice to repay that favor. So I would take Detroit there, but I'm going to go under 6.5. And then I'm going to go under 6.5 with 2 of my under teams. We took one the other night with Washington, and we took one on Saturday with Columbus. These are 2 bad, slow teams. I'll go under 6.5 in that one as well. And then if I put $10 and sprinkle them around, I don't know what the total is off the top of my head. I have to actually enter it after this video. But those are some of the bets that I like. If I can look at that list anymore, let me see. Sorry, this is if I don't have the assistant, we got to do it the old school way. I feel like I'm a magician or something with an assistant. Oh, the Avs play the Knights. That's going to be a great game. That is going to be a great game, just like that series was a great series. Oh, we got Toronto playing Buffalo, with Buffalo playing the second half of back-to-backs. I know they got us. How about this? If the Sabres lose tonight, then don't take it. If the Sabres win tonight, take Toronto tomorrow, especially Toronto coming off back-to-back losses. All right, guys, that's what I have for you here on a Friday. Hopefully you learned a couple treat things. If you want the full assortment of picks, obviously all the player props and everything aren't available. You can join us on the Patreon. There's a great chat thread. I know it hasn't been a great week and a half, 2 weeks, but if you've been around long enough, you know usually it irons itself out. In the under 2 years that I've been at the Odd Shopper channel, there have been many runs along the way. It's not like, oh yeah, he went on that. I hit many runs over the course of, my time, which has been like a year and a half there. And, the game that I know is hockey, and there's a reason that a lot of people come to the videos. I know some come for the chuckles, but I know a lot of people, the silent crowd, who have made some pretty pennies over the years. And there will be more of those days to come, I can assure you that. But regardless, on the Patreon, every single night we're talking in the chat, and it's a good thread. So if you guys want to join that, feel free. I'll put the link down below in the description. You could also feel free when things do go our way to order some Sniff Drip, some of the shirts that I got available. You can either get them from my Instagram shop or on andyfrancis.com. As I like to say at the end of the other videos, good luck to you, better luck to me. Check out the comedy podcast that I put out. We also have Francess and Friends on Odd Shopper, which you should probably see at the end of this video. I'll link it there so that you can click on that. Have a good weekend, and I look forward to next week. It should be a much better week, and make sure to check out the stuff that I also posted on Odd Shopper. And check out those sports books, see which ones are legal where you live, and don't just turn your back on one because it's one of the smaller ones. As long as it's legit and has that S at the end of the website, don't be afraid to use it if it's offering things that the other sports books aren't. All right, everyone, I'll see you next week.